Hello everybody and welcome back to the internet's #1 favorite show. This is the BYB Insider and I'm your host, the big guy. So we're here, kiddies, playoff time. Teams going for bragging rights and others looking to have sweet dreams with Dina. Who's going to go forth and who's taking a step back? We're going to find out right now. Round 1. Fight! Alright, kiddies, we started off with the 12-11 game. It's the McConnell Mud Dogs and Boom Jesco White, and we're in the box scores. For the Boom boys, things started off kind of well. Roethlisberger came in, Johnson, Frank Gore, and Derek Johnson, but this middle part kind of disappeared, and the hero from last week, Justin Tucker, completely fell off the map. And when you flip it over, folks, when you're getting scores like this, especially 32 points from Roddy White, Big Paul Posluszny with a 13-5, it leads to disaster as Jesco takes a 147-87. Tommy Quick, wow. The 10-9 game, Team Let Me Kick and the Black Angels were in the box scores, and Tom Brady and Noshawn Moreno, Josh Gordon and Anquan Bowden bringing it, Ryan Griffin also scoring well, and Steven Gostkowski kicking the ball well for the Kick Boys, but the defense failed to show up. And when you flip it over, with Crabtree, newcomer with 15, DeQuell Jackson and defense scoring pretty decent points. But the bottom line is when Peyton Manning hits 40 and LaShawn hits 33, it's disaster for anybody as the Black Angels break it through 143-101. We're moving on. The 8-7 game, the M&M connection, the Machine and the Monstars, we're in the box scores, and look at there, folks. Finally, Josh Workmanship with Colin Kaepernick came in. Le'Veon Bell, Dez Bryant, Bobby Wagner, and Antrell Rowe and Matt Prater scoring big for the Machine. And for the Monstars, they really didn't have that big of an answer. Mediocre scores there, but when Pierre Thomas and Phillip Rivers die off, folks, and Logan Paulson don't show, it will beat you every time as the Machine go over 111.5-98 over the Monstars. We got the Mud Fort 3-and-outs and Hail Mary. This one was a slugger, kinda. Russell Wilson, Alfred Morris, Andre Johnson, Tony Gonzalez with a huge game. Robert Quinn, man, he's a beast, ain't he, folks? Flip it over, though. Bell and Pierre Garçon. And the rest of the crew for the Marys blasted them out as they handled the 3-and-outs easy, 144.5-114.5. Now we're to the game of the week, part 1. Welcome to the A bracket, kiddies. It's #1 Cobra Kai taking on the 4th seed, the Guild. We're in the box scores, and Tony Romo comes up with an 18-pointer game. Eddie Lacy, Antonio Brown, Edelman, and Jimmy Superstar Graham scoring well. And on the flip side, Jamal Charles and Demarius Thomas, Levante David, and Bernard Pollard did well, but Ryan Tannehill not so good, and Danny Woodhead kind of went mediocre, and Wallace and Charles Clay didn't do much, and Ryan Suckup didn't do anything at all. And when you're looking at that and you go down to the bench, folks, and you see Eric Decker sitting there with 35 points and Andrew Luck with 15, that equals up, folks, to a complete heartbreaker. And it shattered the Guild's hopes of a BYB title as the Kais take them 119-108.5. And we're to the game of the week, part 2. This one, folks, had all the earmarks of being a classic. UPS and Prestige Worldwide. We're in the box scores. DeMarco Murray leading it off well. Jared Boykin and Navarro Bowman coming up big again for the UPS boys. And on the flip side, Larry Dameron had to kill it. No. Jay Cutler and Alshon Jeffrey did okay, and Dansby scored double digits, but Matt Forte refused to show, and Peterson didn't do anything. Keenan Allen was light, and Vernon didn't score anything at all, and Jarrell Casey didn't score anything either, and not much on the bottom as Larry Dameron once again disappeared. UPS gets to the championship, 104.5 to 68. So now we know the bowl scenarios, and as customary in the BYB, the final week, it's bowl week. So the bowl matchups are now done, and we're going to run them down one by one. Let's lead it off. We're going to the third annual 2000 Flushes Toilet Bowl. 2000 Flushes, nice enough once again to sponsor this game, and it's going to feature the McConnell Mud Dogs and Team Let Me Kick. And let's break down this game and the storylines with this one. These two teams split the regular season games, but the Mud Dogs last week, by virtue of their loss, now own the longest losing streak in BYB history. And it doesn't get any better for Tommy. He has a 1-4 record lifetime in the playoffs. So Tommy Quick looking for a massive turnaround. Will he get it? We'll find out. And moving on, it's the 7-Eleven Up All Night Bowl. This is the first annual bowl game thanks to 7-Eleven, and it's going to feature Boom Jessica White taking on the Monstars. Let's dive into the scenarios of this game. These two teams also split the regular season games against one another, but here's an interesting tidbit. Boom Jessica White, since their inception in 2011, is undefeated in playoff action. The Monstars, however, they come in with a 1-2 playoff record. This one should be a great contest. Moving on, it's going to be the Trojan Ends Boner Bowl. This one, the 3 and outs, will travel to Madison to face the Black Angels. Let's dive inside this matchup. The 3 and outs in week 8 got a win over the Black Angels, but lifetime, the Angels are 6-2 against Mark Muncie. But in the 3 and outs playoff record doesn't get any better from there, as they are 1-4 lifetime in the playoffs. Moving on, this one, lots of history between this one. It's the 4th annual 5 and Dime Bowl, and it will face two familiar foes, father versus son. It's the Machine and the Hail Mary. Let's dive inside this matchup. These two teams split the season series this year as they were evenly matched. The Machine, though, has won the only playoff game that they have ever faced one another. That was back in season 4. It doesn't get any better for the son, as he has a 3-8 lifetime record against his dad. But can he put the ultimate upset into the old man? We'll find out. So, here we are, kiddies. The long road to Dina has come to this. It's the final 2 bowl games of the 2013 BYB season. And now we're going to start with the Consolation Bowl presented by Bits, and it has 2 longtime rivals. Larry Dameron and his Prestige Worldwide crew come to face Michael Evans and the Guild. Let's dive inside this matchup. Prestige Worldwide took both games against the Guild this year, but it is the first time that these two will ever face in the playoffs, and it doesn't get any better for Michael Evans, as he has a 2-6 lifetime record against Larry Dameron. Now would be the time that Michael would try to strike, as he would put in yet another hard loss in Larry Dameron's column. And so, gang, here we are. The moment that we have gone 17 long weeks to find. We have 2 teams, and Dina is on the line. Here we go, folks. Presenting your 2013 BYB Championship game, presented by Pyrotech. It will feature the defending BYB champions, the UPS. They will defend their crown against Jared Taylor and the Cobra Kai's. Let's dive inside the matchup. Cobra Kai, earlier in week 4, they defeated this UPS ball club. Bodes well, but the only other matchup these teams have ever faced one another was an exact tie. So these teams are evenly matched, and they're going for it all. But it's more important to Mr. Thomas Atkins as he's chasing his second consecutive championship, where he will join Brian Baisden and the Black Angels if he can pull it off. This one, folks, features the 2 best teams in the BYB, and they're going to battle it out for supremacy. So there you have it, kids. Next week, season finale, we're going to crown a 2013 champion. It's rarefied air. Somebody is going to witness the sweet aroma of demon, and somebody is going to taste bitter defeat. We're going to find that out next week. Because for this episode, we're out of here. We'll see you next Saturday as a champion will be born.